The whistle faded into the hills, and silence returned. Chief stood motionless on the grade. Smoke drifted from her stack as the heavy supply train sat frozen behind her. For the most powerful locomotive on the Atchison, Missouri and Western, the mountain had proven unforgiving. By sheer luck, the train had stalled beside a little river town just off the main line. Just below the track stood a small telegraph house, little more than a shed with a wire stretching out across the Ozarks. It was the railroad's lifeline. Quickly, the crew ran to the telegraph house and radioed back to Chadwick. Chief was stalled on the coal grade. The train was intact, the crew was safe, but she could go no further alone. Help was needed. Back in Chadwick, the message was received loud and clear. The railroad sprang into motion. Firefly was immediately fired up. Steam was built up quickly as crews prepared her for service. But everyone knew the truth. Firefly alone wouldn't be enough to conquer that grade. Attention turned to other options. Golden Gate stood nearby, polished and ready. Up in the hills, the climaxes waited for their call. Orders were about to be given when suddenly a sharp, high-pitched whistle cut through the yard. It didn't come from the main line, it didn't come from the roundhouse. It came from the locomotive repair facility. The doors swung open. Out of the shadows emerged Will Rogers. For 3 long months she had been silent, torn apart and rebuilt after her violent wreck on the iron mine grade. Now she stood whole again, new steel where there had once been ruin, boiler tight and drivers true. The railroad hadn't just rebuilt her, they brought her back. There was no hesitation. Will Rogers and Firefly would answer the call together. Coupled together with a caboose, Firefly and Will Rogers eased out of Chadwick, whistles echoing as they took the main line towards the hills. This was more than just a rescue, it was a test of repairs, of power, and of trust. Miles later, Will Rogers and Firefly rounded a curve and found Chief standing silent on the grade. The supply train stretched behind her, heavy and unmoving. Without delay, they pulled up to the rear of the train. Couplers clanked, air was connected, and handbrakes were released. The mountain waited. Thanks to Firefly and the return of Will Rogers, the train had made it to the coal mine, but the lesson was clear. If coal was going to flow reliably, the railroad would need more power. The coal line demanded respect. As the evening sun fell, dark clouds gathered over the Ozarks. Thunder rolled through the valleys, rain striking the rails below. Back in Chadwick, long after the helpers had cleared the grade, a different sound echoed through the yard. Something had been awakened in Chadwick, and it was built for the mountain. Thank you for watching episode 7 of the Atchison, Missouri and Western Railroads Online series. If you enjoyed the run, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell icon so you don't miss what happens next, because the coal line is about to change forever. This is Frisco Man 1522, signing off. Wah, wah, wah.